Okay. Test, good,
This
whatever.
is just Keep Breathing with your host, Richard Curtin on National Radio.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Friday, July 13th. It's Friday, July 13th. This is Just Keep Breathing. I'm your host, Richard Curtin. Today, my in-studio guest, blogger, writer, showgirl. She is a staff writer for URNA. She's a cast member of Changes and the Baroness of the Dallas Royal Court. She manages Feminine Glamour and is our go-to girl for technical issues on www.feminineglamour.com. This is Michelle Hart. How are you, Michelle?
I am fantastic, Richard.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring you right up. If you talk right into the microphone. Ugh.
Let's play with this a little bit.
Yeah, let's
because it's long, black, and hard, and I like playing with things like that.
How are you today? It's very hot out there.
Oh, God, yes.
We talked,
The Texas oven.
my trip in was a little interesting today on 30. There was a great big wreck, and you're coming in from South Dallas. How was your trip?
Actually, quite uneventful.
Well, that's
I hate to admit it.
I would prefer uneventful.
Me too.
I left early to get here early, and
You got here late because...
I still got here early.
Well, you did stop to see the show.
Yes, absolutely. The car show. Let's talk a minute about feminine glamour.
Certainly.
I've gone to your site several times, and tell me exactly what is the goal for feminine glamour?
Well, we both have been in the cabin bars for, God, eons now.
Forever. Last week was my 18th year anniversary.
I know. I feel bad.
Monday actually was this
Monday.
week. Monday.
Dear Lord, I feel bad for
This past
Stacy.
Monday.
What, 27 years now?
I think it's 104.
I know he's been my bartender now for
104 years.
Just about. Yeah. Well, he was serving me out in the gutter before he started working for you, so 105 really.
He was teaching. He was teaching at the gutter.
Yes, he was. But we've both seen the little boys who come in and want to look good, but they are really struggling. So what we like to do is kind of teach them how, because they all want to look good, but they have no clue.
They don't have the tools.
Well, right. They don't have the tools, and when they're trying to get dressed in the back seat of their car, we do that a lot, but...
Using a mirror. Using the rear view mirror of the car. Yeah.
We do that a lot, because some of the dressing rooms are, about half the size of a Ford trunk. And that's not the old Ford, 70
If you're lucky to get that.
Well, I was going to say, we're not talking about the old 75 Ford. We're talking like the 97 Ford, the smaller, much smaller.
Yeah, the Ford Focus.
Yeah.
Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
Do they still make the Ford Fiesta?
I believe they do.
I think they do too.
Oh, God, hideous car.
I like those small little compact things that are like really big on the inside. It's odd.
Oh, I kind of like the old Jew canoe. Give me four wheels that's 25 feet wide and 72 feet long, and suicide doors and chrome mags. And
there was about a 1993 or 94 town and country.
Oh my God!
Parked out behind the bar on 4th of July Eve, and I swear to God, it took up 2 spaces back to back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It was 17 feet long.
Those things are huge. I mean, they don't call them a land barge for nothing. But a lot of these little girls, they leave the house looking like a boy, and then they pull into the parking lot, and then they're out there struggling in the back seat of their car, and it's like, well, we do that too, but we have the skills and the knowledge and the support mechanism to learn and grow and help. I mean, you have taught me I can't even express how much you've helped me over the years. I mean, I'll never forget the one night I worked at JR's and I came up and said, Richard, how'd I do? And he said, you're not big enough. And I said, Richard, I'm, 7 feet tall in platforms. How much bigger do you need me to get? And he goes, no, honey, you're not big enough. And that alone. But,
Yeah, and you can be 17 feet tall, and I think one of your things, and I don't think it's just you, I think it's a lot of people, when they first start doing drag, if you are a larger size gal, you kind of want to bring it in to feel more feminine. And by bringing it in, you make it even smaller on stage.
Exactly.
And so by bringing it out,
you actually make a better performer.
And not so much, I mean, it's not so much a better performer, but it makes it, it's a better performer. It's a better performer.
Just remember, Richard, women are always right, honey.
Well, women, and women come in all shapes, sizes, and beauties.
Absolutely. Well, that is one of the lessons that so many of them don't get. I mean, look at Onyx. That's a big girl. But you want to talk about, wow, when she brings it, she brings it.
Yeah.
Or Charity Case. She's a big girl. But, short of maybe beauty, I mean, Aspen's, beautiful, but she's tiny. Charity Case
But she's still 6 feet tall.
Right. Oh, yeah. But Charity is a really big girl, but she is so pretty and so powerful on stage that you barely notice that she's large. And it's the same thing with Onyx. When Onyx does Aretha Franklin or...
Oh, you notice that Onyx is large. You even put your hands up hoping that she doesn't fall on you. Godzilla! It's a joke.
Yeah.
And so feminine glamour, is it just for boys?
No, we do couples, the whole thing. We do men, women, the whole shebang.
And so women also come to figure out...
Well, every girl wants to look good for her man. And
or woman.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, obviously we don't discriminate. Honey, if you've got the money, we have the time.
Yeah.
That's a song, right?
Yeah.
You got the money, honey, we have the time. So, but, everybody wants to look good. But a lot of people, they don't know what colors look good on them. But do
you remember in the 80s, did you ever figure out what season you were?
Oh, yeah, I'm a winter.
You're a winter?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
I honestly can't remember.
Oh, I can. Honey, I'm a chick. We're fanatical about all that stuff.
Well, I'm a girl, too, sometimes.
Yeah,
but I
looking at me.
I honestly don't remember. I want to say that I'm a fall, but...
Now, I remember vividly. Winter.
I remember talking about rust. And rust is a fall color. And so, what are the services that you offer to people?
We do voice lessons, because a lot of the girls have no clue how to get in the right range. So they end up they'll walk in and you're going, oh my God, you just look absolutely gorgeous, and then all of a sudden.
And then you hear the baritone.
Very good.
Or the bass.
Oh yeah, then they sound like.
Michelle Hart, how are you?
Yeah.
I want to be more feminine.
Yeah, pretty much. that's where you go. Or they open their mouth and it's an endless stream of profanity. They don't understand the correct movement.
And so is it sort of like a finishing school?
Yeah, kind of. We basically can take just about any, average-looking guy and make him look almost as good as you.
As good as me.
When you're not in the trailer park.
That gorgeous Ethel Jean.
Yeah.
So, who are the people? Are they predominantly gay?
Surprisingly enough, no.
No.
The vast majority are these little straight guys, and they want to pretend to be girls for the night, and go out on the town, because they're terrified. They can't. They're terrified to tell their wife, hey, I want to wear your underwear. They're terrified to tell their best friend, at the football game, yeah, hey, after we watch the game today, I'm going to go prance around in a tutu. And because of this, the whole, oh my God, he's a homo, he's a fag, whatever. I've read an article a year ago, and it's like, what kind of candy you like isn't really that big a deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one of the things that we've encountered over the years is the... I'm struggling with this voice. I don't know what it is. I feel fine.
I've been using this one for years, so I'm not really struggling with it anymore.
Well,
but don't worry, come stop by sometime. We'll give you some hints.
I don't need any. I am still surprised by how many.
There we go.
Don't touch it.
Technical
Okay, so
difficulties.
I'm always amazed. Even like this last week, I lost my voice. I think it has something to do with the heat.
Probably.
And I was talking to somebody on the phone, and they were like, "Yes, ma'am." "No, ma'am." "Yes, ma'am." "Okay, ma'am." "Thank you, ma'am." And I sounded, a lot like I do right now, and which is more like Brenda Vaccaro than anything else. So
Right.
I guess I get the ma'am.
Well, there's actually a reason for that. And it's not based on you as a person, it's based on the technology in between you and the other person.
Well, I think it's my voice.
No, seriously. The equipment captures your digital voice range, transmits it through all of these wires and doodads to get to the other side. When it comes out, if it's within a certain register, the human ear will pick it up as male or female. So the electronic equipment will just magnify it one direction or the other. So that's probably why you were getting that without actually trying to.
So when these people come to you and they do have just say a baritone or a bass voice, what is the process to soften that?
Well, it's actually
And
quite a process.
Is that important to a straight man who is
Generally, no.
yeah.
Generally, that's more the women like me, on the path that they've got the wardrobe down. They know how to paint or do their makeup. They carry themselves fairly well, but they don't sound right. Even though their presentation is as a woman,
They
and they look
sound a little like
exactly.
hey, howdy.
And they get tired of calling up and it's like, yeah, this is Martha, and they sound like a Dave. So they want to learn. It's just that finishing touch.
Okay. What I know is oh my God, I'm just so mad about my voice. We get the crossdresser of Crossdressers of America, I believe is what they're called, and they come
There's
in.
so many of them, it's really hard to keep track.
This is the really big one that comes in the fall. And I find it really amazing that a lot of straight men that want to dress in women's clothing, they are more concerned with how it feels on them than how it looks to me.
Correct.
And I think that's a very important point.
Oh, it's a big distinction.
Because they're not really dressing for you or for her or for him or for anyone. They're
For the girls
dressing
at the club.
Right. They're dressing for themselves.
Well, see, women, we don't really. Okay, this is one fork in the road. We dress for each other because we want to upstage each other constantly because we're all catty bitches. And occasionally, if we see a hot guy that we, are like, getting a little warm over, then we might dress for him. Maybe. Okay, probably not, but, it's mostly for other women. With cross-dressers, they're dressing because it's a sexual thing.
Right.
It's I liken it to, I use the word fetish, just as some people are into leather. You look at the bears, and they have the big leather parties. That's part of the bear culture in our community, is the leather, and the harnesses and the hats and all that doodad. So for them, it's a statement. I am a bear, or I'm in the muscle scene, or you follow me?
Sure.
For them, it's not a sexual presentation. This is a presentation of the group, the subgroup in the community that I belong to. With the cross-dressers, it's a fetish in the sexual way, as in me having pantyhose on, or thigh-high stockings, or a bra, or lipstick, or whatever, is arousing physically to them. It's a method. It's like reading a romance novel for women. It's a method that we use to translate into.
And a lot of these cross-dressers really aren't part of the community.
No.
They do not identify as gay, and they do not identify as they really just don't identify as part of the gay community at all, really.
Most are actually terrified.
And most are straight, married with children.
The vast majority.
And so, why do they feel excluded but then feel comfortable about coming in? I get why they feel comfortable coming to the gay bar, because
we tend to be our community. It's funny. It's a double-edged sword with our community. We tend to be very judgmental towards each other. It's like, oh, stupid twinks, or oh, God, lousy bears. We're very judgmental towards our community, but we tend to be very open-armed to those outside the community. Not always, if you look at some of the protests and not just go one direction or the other, but sometimes people, they go a little overboard with the protests, and they turn the outer community off to us. But generally speaking, though, we are very open and accepting, and hey, if you want to wear a tutu in here, knock yourself out. We don't care. If you want to, wear a, afro wig out here,
a bandana and a cock ring.
Yeah, we're really pretty much fine with whatever you're doing, just so long as you're not hurting somebody or being a real, creep.
Have you ever dressed as an animal?
Oh, the furries?
The furries.
No, I've never done the furry thing.
I don't really understand it, but I don't have to.
Though,
I do think it's kind of fun.
I will admit, it does look like a lot of fun.
It looks hot to me.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a furry costume?
Oh, God, no.
Well, they're hot.
Well, that's not true. You've seen me in the woolly mammoth during the wintertime, so that's a furry costume.
Yeah, woolly mammoth looks really hot to me.
Oh, by God, that big mink coat
woolly mammoth is a mink coat, for those of you that don't know.
Yes, we all call it the woolly mammoth because it's so bloody big and heavy.
And if it's below 50, you pull it out.
Yeah. As soon as the temperature hits 50, I'm there.
She's wearing the woolly mammoth.
Yes, I have the mink coat on.
Well, can we talk about your personal situation?
To a certain extent, sure.
Okay. How do you identify?
Well, in the classic sense, I just identify as a woman. I talk to a lot of girls, and they're like, well, hey, I'm out and I'm proud, and I'm like, no, honey, you need to be in and respectful. Pride cometh before the fall.
And I think that everybody should be out and proud, and I think that they should be able to exclaim what they are and be proud of what they are, and to absolutely without question and without fail proclaim it from the mountaintops?
So long as it's within reason.
Well, explain what within reason is.
Well, I just did. There's a difference between being out and proud and in and respectful.
Sure, there's a big difference. I hear it. But are you telling me...
There's nothing worse than saying, you know what, I'm a gay man, and I think I'm going to go to the mall today. I'm going to wear a cock ring and a leather ball cap and some chaps. And if somebody looks at me cross-eyes, it's because they hate gay people. No, honey, it's not that I hate gay people. You look like a fool. And there are children here. Be respectful.
Are the same guidelines applied to, how about a woman that's 350 pounds overweight and is wearing a tank top and a thong?
You know, I can comment on that only because I'm a woman. Spandex does have a load limit.
It certainly does.
And
so, I mean, do the rules apply to everyone?
Well, that's more of a fashion statement than it is trying to be proud of who you are.
I think that some gay men don't realize just how gay their look is.
Well, no, I'm sure that's probably the case, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Don't I'm not being judgmental in saying, you're a bad gay.
I get it. I don't think that you should wear chaps to the mall with your butt hanging out, but I think it is perfectly fine to wear a T-shirt to Mesquite Mall that says, I demand my marriage equality on the front of it.
Well, I don't have a problem with that.
I think it's perfectly fine to even for anyone to wear Daisy Dukes if
okay, there's a line there that get ready to cross, honey. And believe me, these things are sharp and they will go right through glass.
I get it, but honey, if someone is going to be proud in their Daisy Dukes,
if you don't have the badonk for Daisy Dukes, you are so not allowed. I am sorry. I don't care who you are. You got no badonkadonk, no Daisy Dukes. Period. End of discussion.
Are you an elitist?
Oh, about Daisy Dukes. Oh yeah.
Well, I think we probably agree. I mean, I think that there's a limit to who can wear a pair of Daisy Dukes, but sometimes some people on the cusp think they can still do it.
Well, again, but that comes back to what we were speaking about earlier with the Crossdressers. They don't have the support mechanism. Somebody say, honey, no, that's not working. Really, no. But if you put this and this and this with it, you're going to be good.
So someone could wear a pair of Daisy Dukes if they're wearing a pair of form-fitting color tights that maybe are holding everything in, and maybe there's a layer underneath the layer, and
maybe kind of the 80s retro style.
Sure. Some cute little pumps, and everything's day glow, and you've got all kinds of different things.
Well, I didn't say day glow.
No, I like day glow. I mean, if you're going to go for an 80s look,
well, true.
Day glow comes to mind.
If you're going 80s, you can't go anywhere without teased hair to here and something that's about 50 shades of neon too bright.
So let's get back to your experience. Did you find it difficult in your whole journey, and where are you on it?
Well, it's like everything else, it's a journey, it's a lifetime commitment. It's not, hey, I'm going to pop some pills and get my boobs pumped, and woo, I'm a chick.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. And there are so many girls that go out there and they think, wow, I just bought me some 6-inch, platform heels, and I got some thigh-high stockings. I'm a girl. No, honey. You're a lumberjack with shoes that don't fit and runs in your hose. Shave your legs, dear.
And absolutely. And the journey can be long.
Yes, it is.
And
it's very long.
I have been amazed, and myself included, the very first time that I did drag, I wore my boy hair, my lipstick, red nails.
Was it your boy lipstick?
No. No. But
Oh my God.
I had nails.
Did
and
you all hear that? Richard wore girl's lipstick.
girls' lipstick.
Oh my God. Heaven
So-
forbid.
I had on nails, lipstick, and a dress, and thought that I was just pure fish.
Oh yeah.
But I was also like 19 years old and probably was pure fish.
Well, that's the advantage a lot of the younger ones have, is that they don't have, their physical stature allows them a lot more leeway than when you get a little older and you really have to work at having the correct figure, and not a disproportional figure, but a normalized figure. Because even though women come in all shapes and sizes, even if you look at a woman that's 4'3" and you look at a woman that's 9'2", they're going to be proportionally correct generally.
Right.
Unless you have the odd ones that come along, like a Dolly Parton, who's just very large up top, or
Did you see the pictures of the girl yesterday that had the largest breasts
oh yeah,
in the
they're
world?
like G or
They're-
F, or I mean, they're out to here.
They're all 100% real.
Oh yeah.
She has a form of the giganticism.
Well, but that's my point, though. Is generally speaking, male and female bodies tend to be proportional, and as long as regardless of whether you're 4 foot tall or you're 6 feet tall, if you know what your correct or normalized proportions should be, I mean, you can be, have 40-inch hips or 38-inch hips, but if your waist is 19 inches and you have 40-inch hips, it's going to draw attention. It's going to stick out. It's not going to look correct. If you've got, if your hips are 40 inches and your bust is 900, you're going to get noticed, and not in a good way.
Well, and you're going to get pointed out for it being a little disproportionate, but
Because it naturally will draw the eye to you. The goal, which I think a lot of women like me don't, they take forever to finally learn, is you don't want to stick out. You want to be invisible.
Really?
Oh yeah.
See,
When I go to the mall and there's 400 other women around me, I'm thrilled when, oh yeah, there's just a bunch of chicks over there. When that is the extent of the comment, I am positively elated. When it's, God, would you look at that tramp? Or, oh my God, she's an Amazon. Do you understand? It's the blending in. It's the becoming invisible part.
Do you get a lot of questions about your gender?
Generally, no. Every once in a while, I will do something that, says, I didn't start out the way I am now. It's rare, but it does happen. And a lot of that is just, it just happens. I mean, nobody bats 1,000. I can't be on, I thank God, my lucky stars, nobody ever sees me go to Kroger or 7-Eleven. Because my hair is a mess. I'm in ratty jeans and ratty sneakers, maybe a little bit of lip gloss. If I really, really feel like putting the effort in. I mean, I look like, ugh.
Well, and I mean, and that's generally a woman's experience, and it's a man's experience.
It's like, hey, I got to run over and get a gallon of milk. I
gotta go dressed like this because this is how I'm doing it, and this is I mean, I've got maybe 15 minutes to get that milk, get home, and then I've got to get my other stuff done.
Yeah, you can't. A lot of the girls think, oh well, I can't count the number of times. God, you always look so glamorous, and you're always so beautiful and so put together. And I'm thinking, honey, you have never seen me at 7-Eleven.
It takes
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It takes a lot of time and effort to look this cheap.
Yes,
Thank you,
it
Dolly
does.
Parton.
Yes, thank you, Dolly.
So your family, how do they all?
Oh, they despise me. My brother is a. Think of it. Let me paint a picture for you. You remember the old Brawny commercials with the lumberjack?
Yeah.
You know, the Marlboro Man.
He's hot.
You know, on the. Oh yeah, he is. You know, on the horse, and he's out there in the field. You know, with the guns and killing cows and fighting aliens or something. I don't know. Whatever cowboys do.
Fight aliens.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they do. I've heard. You know.
In the middle of Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. But I mean, okay.
Is that your brother?
No. Not
Oh.
yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Now take those two pictures and push them together. Now magnify it times about 200,000 or 300,000, and call him Bubba in coveralls. That's my older brother. We're talking super redneck, country, hayseed in the mouth. I mean, serious country.
From Texas?
No. But